DNA of humans from 5,000 years ago, was everything we thought wrong? The desert stretches endlessly, golden sand swallowed by the sun, hiding secrets older than we can imagine. Tombs, pyramids, and silent statues whisper the stories of a civilization that thrived 5,000 years ago. Yet beneath the surface of this ancient world, scientists uncovered something that defies every expectation, every historical assumption. DNA extracted from mummies, preserved flawlessly for millennia, did not match any living human being. Not one. For centuries, historians, archaeologists, and geneticists believed that human history followed a predictable path. That the people who built the pyramids, who farmed along the Nile, who created empires long ago, were direct ancestors of modern populations in the region. That their genes, their heritage, flowed seamlessly into ours. But the genetic evidence revealed something entirely different, something that textbooks have never recorded. At first, it seemed simple. Ancient Egyptians were thought to be a blend of African and Middle Eastern populations. They farmed, traded across deserts and rivers, and built monumental structures. Their civilization left an indelible mark on history, etched into stone and papyrus. But the DNA told a story textbooks could not. These sequences had no match in any living human population. Something existed then, that does not exist now. The initial analysis stunned researchers. Using advanced genomic sequencing, carbon dating, and computational models, they discovered patterns that should not exist. Entire strands of DNA were coherent, authentic, and yet unlike anything seen in modern humans. They were not errors, nor contamination. They were real. Humans, yes, but humans that had vanished without trace. Scientists struggled to reconcile the findings with history. One theory suggested a lost human lineage, wiped out by disease, famine, or war, but preserved in these mummies. Another suggested a forgotten migration, an isolated population whose genes disappeared into the sands of time. A more radical hypothesis proposed interactions with an entirely unknown human group, whose existence was erased from history. Each theory had merit, but none fully explained the anomaly. Then came a breakthrough. A research team at a leading university sequenced dozens of mummies using the latest high-resolution genomic technology. For the first time, humanity had a clear genetic map of an entire civilization long gone. The data confirmed it. The DNA was real, distinct, and remarkably structured. These were humans, yes, but they were not entirely like us. The implications were staggering. This population may have evolved in deliberate isolation, removed from the gene flows that shaped the rest of humanity. They built monuments that still stand today, yet their lineage vanished, not through destruction, but disappearance in life itself. Imagine walking through a museum, staring at statues carved 5 millennia ago. The faces you see might belong to humans whose genes no longer exist anywhere. It is humbling. It is haunting. And it forces a profound question. How much of our history do we truly know? Every artifact, every tomb, every mural represents a human story, yet parts of that story are lost, erased by time, circumstance, or something we cannot yet comprehend. The deeper mystery lies in the DNA itself. Certain sequences appear almost alien compared to modern humans. Patterns suggest selective evolution in isolation. Some genetic markers point to traits entirely unseen in contemporary populations. Researchers are left with a paradox. The past, in its most ancient form, refuses to fit neatly into our understanding of human ancestry. Then came the debate. Experts argued over possibilities. Was this a branch of humanity that split off thousands of years ago, surviving unnoticed in the Nile Valley? Could it be evidence of a parallel civilization, lost entirely to history? Or did these people descend from a population that never integrated with others, leaving no trace beyond the mummies themselves? Each theory had some truth, but none provided closure. The breakthrough intensified when interdisciplinary studies combined genetics, archaeology, and climatology. Climate models suggested prolonged periods of environmental stress around 5,000 years ago, which could explain why some populations remained isolated. Archaeologists noted unusual burial practices in certain tombs, inconsistent with known Egyptian customs. and geneticists identified entirely unique sequences that suggested adaptation to unknown environmental or biological pressures. The twist was profound. Not only did these humans vanish genetically, but they might have been deliberately isolated. Whether due to social practices, geographical barriers, or unknown choices, this population's existence challenges everything we thought we understood about human migration and evolution. It is not simply a missing branch. It is a puzzle piece that refuses to fit the map we have drawn of our past. Imagine the human implications. We are taught that humanity is connected through a shared ancestry, that our genes trace a continuous line. But here is evidence that some humans walked this earth whose lineage ended in silence, leaving only their monumental traces in DNA as proof. What does it mean for our understanding of identity, ancestry, and history? How fragile is the story we believe is permanent? The personal reflection is inescapable. Standing before a statue, or staring at the carefully preserved remains of a mummy, you feel a human connection, a life lived, a mind that experienced joy, struggle, and loss. And yet, that lineage has disappeared. Imagine the vast network of untold human stories that have vanished without a trace. The past is not only written in stone, it is whispered in the genome, sometimes in ways we cannot yet read. Ultimately, this mystery matters because it reminds us that history is not linear. It is complex, fragile, and full of surprises. It teaches humility, showing that our understanding is always incomplete. And it inspires curiosity, urging us to explore the unknown, question assumptions, and recognize the depth of the human story beyond the boundaries of what we think we know. The mummies of Egypt, preserved for millennia, carry within them not just the story of a civilization, but a profound challenge. What if humanity is more mysterious, more varied, and more incredible than we have ever imagined? Their DNA is not just a code, it is a message, a question, and an invitation to see the world through a lens of wonder and curiosity. The mystery deepened as experts debated the possible origins of this unique DNA. Some proposed that this was evidence of a human lineage completely lost to history, a branch that split off thousands of years ago and evolved in isolation. Others argued for an undocumented migration, a people whose movements left no trace but the genetic code hidden within these mummies. Yet a more provocative idea emerged. Could these ancient Egyptians have interbred with a population entirely unknown to science, a group whose genetic legacy was erased from the modern world? Each theory seemed plausible, yet none offered a full explanation. Archaeology added further layers to the puzzle. Certain tombs and burial practices did not align with known Egyptian traditions. Some mummies were interred with unusual arrangements of artifacts, items whose purpose remains mysterious. This suggested a subgroup within the society, perhaps deliberately isolated or practicing rituals lost to time. Could these practices have coincided with genetic isolation, preserving a unique lineage for millennia? The breakthrough came when interdisciplinary research brought together archaeologists, geneticists, and climatologists. High-resolution DNA sequencing across multiple mummies revealed consistent anomalies, entire genetic markers absent in any living population. Climate models showed prolonged environmental stress in the Nile Valley around 5,000 years ago, which could have forced populations to adapt, migrate, or remain isolated. But the genetic data suggested more than adaptation, it hinted at deliberate isolation or an evolutionary path unknown to modern humans. The scientific community found itself in a paradox. The DNA sequences were human, yet profoundly different. Some markers suggested adaptations never seen before, possibly linked to environmental pressures, disease resistance, or other unknown factors. It raised fundamental questions. How did a population with such unique genetics survive, and why did their lineage vanish without leaving descendants? Competing theories continued to emerge. One posited that this was a lost human subspecies, capable of coexisting with other humans yet genetically distinct. Another suggested a parallel civilization, technologically or socially advanced in ways not fully recorded, now erased except for their monumental remains. A third, more radical, suggested interactions with entirely unknown populations, perhaps migrations from regions never documented in human history. Each scenario challenged long-held assumptions about evolution, migration, and the interconnectedness of humanity. The twist came with a deeper look into the genome itself. Analysis revealed patterns consistent with selective breeding or societal isolation. It appeared that this population may have intentionally or inadvertently restricted genetic mixing, maintaining a lineage with distinct traits over centuries. This was not merely a lost population, it was a society preserved genetically, deliberately, or otherwise, through practices that kept them apart from the genetic flow of surrounding populations. Humanity had to confront a difficult truth. Our understanding of history is incomplete, and sometimes profoundly so. Standing before a mummy or a statue, one realizes that the life it represents may not have descendants in the modern world. These were real people who lived, loved, struggled, and yet left no genetic trace behind. Their existence forces us to reconsider assumptions about lineage, ancestry, and human continuity. The emotional impact is unavoidable. Imagine walking through a museum, gazing at statues carved 5,000 years ago. The faces you see might belong to humans whose descendants do not exist. Entire genetic lines, lives, memories, adaptations vanished without a trace, leaving only physical monuments and the silent code in their DNA. It is haunting and deeply humbling. Yet, the mystery offers more than curiosity, it carries a profound lesson. History is not linear. Evolution is not a simple chain. Our species, diverse and adaptive, has repeatedly produced populations whose stories are hidden or lost. These mummies are a reminder that human existence is far more intricate than the narratives we inherit. What survives in the genome can sometimes contradict what survives in text, stone, or artifact. Finally, the insight is both scientific and philosophical. These ancient humans challenge us to question the permanence of legacy. Monuments may endure, but genes can vanish. The past is not fully written, it is a puzzle with pieces we may never fully comprehend. Their DNA is a message from a civilization that once walked the earth, inviting us to explore, wonder, and understand a world where not everything fits neatly into the stories we tell. The lesson extends beyond science. It touches on identity, human connection, and the fragility of memory. It asks us to imagine the countless lives that shaped the world, lives that may have disappeared entirely from the genetic map yet influenced history in ways unseen. Our comprehension of humanity is enriched by their presence, even in absence. As the research continues, one thing becomes clear: human history is far more mysterious and complex than we ever imagined. The mummies of Egypt, preserved for millennia, are not just relics, they are messengers. Their DNA is a challenge to our understanding, a question posed across 5,000 years, and an invitation to explore the unknown. Humanity is not a straight line. It is a web, intricate and resilient, full of secrets that may never fully be revealed. The twist came with a deeper look into the genome itself. Analysis revealed patterns consistent with selective isolation. It appeared that this population may have intentionally or inadvertently restricted genetic mixing, maintaining a lineage with distinct traits over centuries. This was not merely a lost population, it was a society preserved genetically, deliberately, or otherwise, through practices that kept them apart from the gene flows of surrounding populations. Standing before a mummy or a statue, one realizes that the life it represents may not have descendants in the modern world. These were real people who lived, loved, struggled, and yet left no genetic trace behind. Entire lines of human history vanished, leaving only monumental structures and silent DNA as proof of their existence. This discovery forces us to confront a profound truth: human history is far more complex and fragile than we have ever imagined. The past is not fully written, it is a puzzle with pieces we may never fully see. Yet even in absence, these ancient humans challenge and enrich our understanding of what it means to be human. As we study and uncover these mysteries, we are reminded to look at history not as a straight line, but as a web of lives, choices, and lost civilizations. The mummies of Egypt are not just relics, they are messengers from a past we are only beginning to understand. If you found this journey into the past fascinating, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more stories that challenge everything we think we know about history and science.